Well, it's great to be here tonight, albeit a little bit of a disguise for me. I don't know if you recognize, but this is a chemo cut that we're enjoying at the moment. All's well. But that influences how you think and how you paint. So for me, I'll just give this short on that one. I'm almost done. I have 2 treatments left, and whatever was bad is gone. And that was And I want to thank my warrior nurse wife, who had the temerity and get me into the hospital a week ago, so I would not be here otherwise. But thank you for being here tonight. It's a privilege to be here on such a beautiful week, been able to draw and paint, which, if you haven't seen that in my work already, that's all I do is draw and paint. I draw all the time. And the works that are there on the wall for you to see today are an extension of noticing. Noticing maybe a really quiet place in the Netherlands and how the water gets sort of silvery and the light gets very calm and quiet. Noticing the textures on buoys, playing off of the nets that are around them. Noticing the colors in a vacant warehouse where someone has set up a temporary abode because that's all they can find. So my work is about noticing. It's also about helping you to notice, and I hope you'll notice things that you'll communicate to me, because I do like to talk. It's pretty quiet in the studio. It's me and Remy, our dog, who now is deaf. So it's even quieter for him. I thought about changing his name to Beethoven, but no, I wouldn't do that to him. He's a beautiful Springer. I'll show you pictures. You don't even have to ask twice. But to get a chance to have the work up and have people reacting to it, I've already had a number of folks asking me how. And I love to talk about how, because how is deeply entwined with why for me. How I do a thing has everything to do with what it looks like and why I paint it, and why I think it's important enough to make maybe a big one out of it, and hopefully important enough for you to see and come out to talk to me about. So they sit in this quiet studio with a very obedient, very quiet dog, and then they have a chance to be up here where everybody can interact with them. A couple other things about the way I work. These paintings that you see are encaustic start to finish. If I do any photographic work, it's just support for some details I might need, because my subject happens to be over in the Netherlands. But I do drawings and watercolors and gouache studies on site. I draw incessantly, and I turn things over in my mind. The buoy painting came about with buoys in the studio, buoys from a drawing I had done from a friend's house, and then other buoys that I'd seen along the way, maybe I had snippets of, and I would replace depending on what I wanted. So much like James, my work is not static. It's not just sit there and render a thing that's in front of me. It has to do with editing. And I would concur that an artist is an editor. Okay? It's all been made first. And we just take from what's out there. And I do that all the time in my sketchbooks, in my writing, and in my painting. And so I like to play with a variety of techniques. There's paintings there that I almost shovel this stuff on. There's other ones where I'm using fine brushes to get detail. I'm more than happy to answer questions from any of you about anything about encaustic. I've been doing it for 42 years, so I have a little bit to impart, I suppose. And this is when there was like this much written about it. But I'm a stubborn guy, which has been helpful. And my team knows that as well. And so I thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for this beautiful gallery, this beautiful space to show. I was remarking earlier the way this gallery operates in getting the stories out there so people understand what this is about, because there's a big chasm between walking around here and those things up on the wall and your experience. And how do I bridge that? Well, you have a team here that does a wonderful job getting the stories out and helping people to come and get involved and being able to relate. So I hope you relate to one of mine tonight and talk to us about it. And certainly if you have a spot at home that something would fit, you're more than welcome on that one too. But I'd like to thank you for your attention. It's just a joy to be out here, away from that quiet studio, my deaf dog, and on my way to health and happiness. Thank you so much.